777. All right, so we're going to continue on. This is the 2016 PR70. That means perfect. ANACS first day of issue, limited edition, 36.
Well, it's the gold coin.
So that's it?
Solid gold, as you can see right here, the $5 gold coin. I don't know if you recognize that, but the front figure there, of course, is Theodore Roosevelt, the founder of America's National Park System. As you're going to see that. Isn't that beautiful? And then I'm going to flip this over. Okay, and once again, this is the original, like I said, and there once again, now you have a $5 gold buffalo that you're going to have on this as well. A $5 gold, once again, solid gold, United States of America, E pluribus unum right there. And as you're going to have 36 in the limited edition, 36 in the limited edition. It's just one of those things. Once again, the Centennial gold coin on that. And I had not seen this one before. I knew that it was Theodore Roosevelt, and I was just looked at the card to make sure that that's John Muir, who is the noted American naturalist, who's next to him right there. Between the two of them, they did the Parks things.
Yeah,
so
love that.
Yeah,
and gold.
Yosemite,
We don't do a lot of. I mean, but here it is. This is a genuine gold coin. I mean, I don't. How do you? I mean, I'm not sure how many gold coins are made over the years, but in the parks realm.
This is the only one, and this is the only time that this is done. Now, the interesting thing about this is as is always the case, there's a charitable component to this. For every one of these coins that are sold, when we buy them, okay, before they're certified, so like the silver dollar, there was 196. Well, we bought 1,000 of those. Well, $10 of every one of those coins, the original price of those coins, goes to the National Park Service. Okay, so you know that goes into that, and we don't have any choice. It's not like we did that. But that's what they're doing. So what they commemorate so we did the Mark Twain coins, the Mark Twain Society, they had a couple of the historic houses, they got the $10 for that. They split up between three of the Mark Twain charities that they're going to have. National Park Service are going to get these. So part of this, there's always a charitable component. And of course, the bigger the coin, the larger the charitable donation that goes with that, and that is the situation with the gold. The gold coin with this in modern American commemoratives, the $5 gold United States government modern American commemoratives, because gold has gotten so expensive from a historic standpoint, the mintages on many of these $5 commemorative gold coins, and this one I think will end up being exceptionally rare, is ultimately what it comes down to. And so because of that, I think a great, very desirable collectible is what we're looking at on this. And like I said, 36 available exclusively from us here at HSN. Once again, all of these Park Service things will be a one and done. We will debut them today, and we almost assuredly will sell them out today as well. So once again, solid gold on this particular. Oh, by the way, one last point. When we sell the $5 American Gold Eagle, this is the $5 commemorative coin. There's actually 2.5 times as much gold in this coin as there is in a regular, like, you know, American $5 gold bullion coin. So 250% more gold in this than in the traditional, in the $5 American Gold Eagle is what you have. So once again, just an absolutely stunning coin, absolutely beautiful. Solid gold. This is not like layered or plated or vermeil or any of that. That is a solid gold coin that we're looking at right now.
And the only gold coin in the park system ever. Okay, so $799.95.